Internationally, Prime Minister Harris to host town hall meeting in Toronto on March 31st, and SKN Bureau of Standards working to become ISO 9001 certified. Regionally, heavy fines announced for violating plastic ban law in Barbados. Opposition says fines too excessive. Internationally, UK government plans to hold new Brexit vote. And in sports, 3 divisions in St. Kitts and Nevis's under-17 football team. We'll have the details to these and other stories after this break.
Another look.
Different from how you've seen it before.
Another look.
Takes an in-depth look into business, politics, science, technology, religion, and more.
Another look.
Featuring documentaries from the BBC, regional features, and local ones too.
Another look.
Every Monday at 3 p.m. on the Eastern Caribbean's Powerhouse.
Wow.
Welcome back on now on to the national news in detail. St. Kitts and Nevis's Prime Minister Dr. the Honorable Timothy Harris will host a town hall meeting on Sunday, March 31st in Toronto, Ontario to update Kittitians and Nevisians living in Toronto of the developments taking place in the Twin Island Federation. The town hall meeting will be held in the Commonwealth Ballroom of the Toronto Don Valley Hotel and Suites on 175 Winford Drive. The meeting commences at 5 p.m. He will be accompanied by St. Kitts and Nevis's High Commissioner to Canada, Her Excellency Sherry Tross, and Permanent Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Mr. Andrew Skerritt. The Prime Minister is expected to comment on the progress of the various capital projects being pursued, including the $69 million Island Main Road Rehabilitation Project and the construction of the second cruise pier. The meeting in Toronto comes amid a series of community consultations being held across in St. Kitts and Nevis by the Team Unity government as they seek to promote transparency and good governance. The St. Kitts and Nevis Bureau of Standards SKNBS is working diligently to become ISO 9001 certified, so says Science and Research Manager Dr. Marcus Natter. The SKNBS is an organization tasked with protecting the environment, health and safety of consumers, and it was officially established on March 8, 1999 under the National Bureau of Standards Act No. 7 of 1999, now the National Bureau of Standards Act, Chapter 23.15. Dr. Natter intimated that they, the SKNBS, are working towards becoming certified to ISO 9001 and that the entire Bureau system they want the entire Bureau system to be managed in a quality way. ISO 9001 is the international standard that specifies requirements for a quality management system QMS. Organizations use the standard to demonstrate the ability to consistently provide products and services that meet customer and regulatory requirements. Dr. Natter said that once the Bureau is satisfied that there are little to no non-conformance with the international standards, they would seek assistance from a third party, namely the Jamaican National Agency for Accreditation, JANAAC. In police news, one man was taken to the Alexandra Hospital following a traffic accident which took place on the island's main road in the Stony Grove area here on Nevis. The incident is reported to have taken place sometime before 3 p.m. today when a motor jeep which was traveling towards the Gingerland area slammed into the rear of a truck which was also traveling towards the Gingerland area. Another passenger on the motor jeep was also taken to the Alexandra Hospital but was discharged. The vehicle was extensively damaged. Police are investigating the incident. Agriculture Open Day 2019 was declared open this morning, March 28th. An opening ceremony was held at the ETW Park, which saw dignitaries, ministers of government, and members of the general public attending. The event seeks to promote various aspects of agriculture, including food and preparation demonstrations, best agricultural practices, crop farming techniques, etc. In declaring the event open, Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Mark Brantley, said agriculture is salient.
Agriculture is near and dear to my heart because agriculture is important. It's important because you feed people, you feed yourselves. And someone made the point earlier that 365 days of the year we have to eat. And so it behooves us all to recognize that agriculture is a part of our very existence.
Additionally, he said that Nevis's local food is of high quality.
When we look at the import bill and we look at the millions and tens of millions of dollars that we spend, and oftentimes buying food from Miami that is low-grade food, yes, I've said so, low-grade food, compared to the quality of food that we can get here locally, I support our local farmers, and I beseech all of you to do likewise. And so we encourage all of you to buy local and to eat local as much as possible. Support our local farmers. I want you to enjoy 2 wonderful days of the Agricultural Open Fair. Nevis is small, but we're doing important things.
Premier of Nevis, the Honourable Mark Brantley. The theme for the 2-day event is Think Climate Smart, Food and Nutrition Security and Sustainability, and it will continue tomorrow morning, Friday, March 29th at 9 a.m. at the ETW Park. Meantime, Director of Agriculture here on Nevis, Mr. Randy Elliott, also gave remarks during the opening ceremony of the Agriculture Open Day 2019, which was held today, March 28th.
We, from when we started, we have moved from irrigating your plants with a cheese pan with holes in it. We are now to the stage of greenhouse technology. This country, small little Nevis, we are 99% drip irrigation, and I do believe that is tremendous. Our livestock sector will continue to grow. As we journey over the next 2 days, I ask everyone, support local, buy local, shop heavy.
Mr. Randy Elliott. Minister of Agriculture here on Nevis, the Honourable Alexis Jeffers, who also addressed the gathering at the ceremony, said that from now on, the ETW Park will be the new venue to host Open Day.
Next year, I believe you'll be back here, God's willing, because something tells me we are not going back to the villa, based on the size and the magnitude of this event this year. If we were to go back to the villa next year, it tells me that we're retrogressing, we're going backwards, and I want us to move forward at all times when it comes to agriculture and this prestigious event. So I believe we have made the impression thus far that the E.T. Willett Park will be the new venue for Agriculture Open Day moving forward.
The Honourable Alexis Jeffers. The St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank has named Miss Avril Gums, an educator for over 30 years, the recipient of the 2019 National Bank International Women of the Year Award. This is part of the bank's commemoration of Women's History Month, celebrated annually in March. The bank's executive marketing manager, Anthony Morton, said the bank has chosen to recognize 4 women in the Federation in the month of March who have made meaningful and invaluable contributions in the areas of law enforcement, health, social development, and education. Education officer with responsibility for St. Paul's Primary School, Mrs. Carla Diamond, said that the criteria for selection were a teacher who promotes active learning and successfully encourages students to think critically, imaginatively, and independently in school and beyond the classroom. Chief Education Officer Mr. Darrell Lloyd said that he was pleased to be a witness to the grand occasion to celebrate a fellow colleague who is being recognized by National Bank. Ms. Gums is a reading teacher at the St. Paul's Primary School and continues to serve with distinction and has dedicated herself to a career as an educator. She was awarded an EC $500 National Bank Visa card. The TDC Group of companies will once again host its annual Farmers Market. The activity, to be held at the TDC Home and Building Depots, provides an opportunity for patrons to get a wide variety of fresh farm produce and ornamental plants. The mini marketplace will be open to customers or clients who patronize the stores either on the Frigate Bay Road in Bastille or at Pinney's Industrial Site in Charlestown on Saturday, March 31st from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The activity forms part of the company's Farmers Month initiative, which was specifically designed to show appreciation to the farming fraternity while recognizing the efforts of farmers for their contribution to the sector, with an emphasis on food security and import substitution. Over a 4-week period, field representatives from the TDC Agro divisions have been working and interacting with farmers along with other persons involved in crop production to find ways to improve through which the company can better meet or serve their needs. And lastly, in our national news segment, persons here in St. Kitts and Nevis interested in pursuing studies in tourism and related subjects are being invited to apply for the Caribbean Tourism Organization scholarships. The Caribbean Tourism Organization, CTO, has announced the launch of the scholarship in honor of its former head of human resources. The CTO Scholarship Foundation is offering up to US $5,000 to Caribbean nationals currently employed by national tourism organizations seeking to strengthen their skills in tourism education or human resources development. The Bonita Morgan Memorial Scholarship is one of several new scholarships introduced this year in an enhanced and expanded program, which includes scholarships of up to $5,000 in public relations and communications, tourism education or human resources development, hotel, resort or villa development, design and or planning, and aviation or air transport technologies. Bonita Morgan passed away in April 2018 after serving 22 years as the CTO's Director of Human Resources and later the Director of Resource Mobilization and Development. And that's the national news segment. You can visit the website at www.vonradio.com, or you can check us out on Facebook at Von Radio and our Von Radio YouTube channel for these and other stories. Regional news comes up next.
Ladies and gentlemen, this here's another one for the steppers.
Swipe to win big in 2019. That's right, the Bank of Nevis Limited is once again giving you, our valued customers, a chance to win big. Just swipe or use your Bond Visa credit card for US $100 for a chance to win a cruise for two, an iPhone XS, or a grocery dash at Best Buy Supermarket.
Say what?
Sign up for a Bond Visa credit card and automatically be entered for a chance to win. This offer ends August 31st, 2019. So tell your friends and family to swipe to win big with the Bank of Nevis. The Bank of Nevis Limited, improving the quality of life. Like us on Facebook or follow us on Instagram.
Welcome back on to the regional news. Out of Barbados, as government prepares to implement a ban on petroleum-based plastics, importers, retailers and users have been warned that they will face serious consequences if they breach the new law. From April 1st, the ban on importation of such petrol-based single-use products will be enforced, while the distribution, sale and use of such products will be banned from July 1st. After those dates, government is proposing to enforce penalties ranging as high as $50,000 in Barbados currency or a year's imprisonment or both for importing, offering for sale or using single-use plastics in Barbados. This was announced by Minister of Maritime Affairs and the Blue Economy, Kirk Humphrey, during the second reading of the Control of Disposable Plastics Bill 2019 in the House of Assembly on Monday. Single-use plastic containers refer to those made by using plastic or polystyrene and included cups, food containers, and egg trays used in the culinary retail industry. Under the bill, it is proposed that anyone who imports, offers for sale, sells or uses single-use plastic or cutlery after the deadline had passed would be guilty of an offense and would be liable on summary conviction to the $50,000 in Barbados currency fine a year's imprisonment or both. Additionally, anyone continuing the practice can be fined $1,000 in Barbados' currency for each day. News from Jamaica. Prime Minister Andrew Holness says the government will be taking new legislation to the House of Representatives to deal with threats posed by gangs and guns. He made the announcement as he called on the opposition to give its support when the time comes for the passage of the legislative measure. The Prime Minister assured Jamaicans that the government is doing everything in its power to address crime and violence. He said that in addition to guns and gangs, the activities of Dons, youth disengagement and unattached youth and cybersecurity also pose a threat to the society. Holness said that while the government needs to have the capacity to effectively address these issues, this is not a capacity that can be arbitrarily used. In Dominica, a doctor who has been offering a medically related course was arrested for alleged deception but was released pending further investigation, the Dominica News Online has said. Police sources said he was taken into custody on Tuesday but was eventually released. According to the sources, investigations into the matter continue and the doctor could be charged soon. Sources say a number of reports have been made against the doctor in relation to the course he was offering. The sources said that certificates received by those who participated in the course at the center are not accredited and carry no weight. Out of Jamaica, Minister of Health Dr. Christopher Tufton says international partnerships are needed and must be maintained to prevent a major outbreak of the Zika virus in Jamaica. Speaking at a national consultation titled Strengthening Health Services in the Context of Zika in Jamaica on Tuesday, he said it is cross-border collaboration that will help Jamaica to better fight the disease. The consultation was funded through the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, applying science to strengthen and improve systems assist project. Dr. Tufton said that the partnership with USAID represents one of the international relationships he hopes to see continue. And lastly, in our regional news segment, out of Trinidad, police are awaiting the result of a post-mortem on the body of Romeo Mitchell, who died after being beaten, kidnapped and thrown down a 16-foot well. After that, the charges against the man accused of attacking him may be amended to one of murder. Mitchell died at the San Fernando General Hospital the day after Moki Pierre appeared before Superior Magistrate Margaret Alert, charged with kidnapping and kidnapping with intent to kill Mitchell at Moradam, Siparia, between March 17th and the 18th. Pierre was denied bail and sent to the St. Anne Psychiatric Hospital for an evaluation. And that's it for our regional news segment. Stay with us for news around the world. Welcome back on to the international news. MPs will vote again on Brexit on Friday, but it is not clear whether it will be another meaningful vote on the PM's withdrawal deal. Asked whether the motion would be the full package, Commons leader Andrea Leadsom said discussion was ongoing. Brexit is the withdrawal of the United Kingdom from the European Union. There is speculation that MPs might be asked to vote on the withdrawal agreement, but not the further political declaration. Labour said that would lead to the blindest of blind Brexits. The Prime Minister's deal includes a withdrawal agreement, setting out how much money the UK must pay to the EU as a settlement, details of the transition period, and the backstop arrangements and the political declaration on the way the future EU-UK relationship will work. Malta's armed forces have taken control of a tanker that was allegedly seized by migrants off Libya on Wednesday. The tanker El Hiblo 1 has docked in the Maltese capital Valletta. More than 100 migrants on board are expected to be handed over to police. Here is the BBC's James Reynolds.
think we'll have to divide between those the authorities feel were responsible for taking over the ship and those who were simply passengers, rescued migrants. For those who are the passengers, the rescued migrants, they might feel the entire experience, albeit confusing, albeit traumatic, may have been worth it because they are now in Europe. And I think Malta will have to take some very interesting decisions. Very clearly, migrants who are rescued by merchant ships all want to reach Europe. Not all of them, of course, want to take over the boat.
At least 18 people have been killed after a truck plowed into a crowd in Guatemala. The victims were looking at the scene of a previous accident in the western town of Najola when the truck struck them late on Wednesday. The driver then fled the scene. The Ministry of Health said 19 people had been taken to hospital with injuries. Guatemala's government has declared 3 days of national mourning. Images from the scene show emergency services lining up the victims' bodies on the road. And lastly, in our international news segment, a former French intelligence officer linked to a plot to kill an opponent of Brazzaville's president has been found shot dead. Daniel Forestier's body was found with 5 bullet wounds to the head and heart in a remote car park on the shores of Lake Geneva. He had worked in the General Directorate of External Security, France's equivalent of Britain's MI6. French police say they are treating the killing as a professional hit. And that brings us to the end of our news segment. The latest in sports is next.
Need a car but don't quite have the deposit? You don't need a deposit with Suzuki Sign and Drive at TDC Automotive. I've been waiting for this moment. Choose your Suzuki vehicle, sign up, and drive out. Get a brand new vehicle with 0 deposit, 5 years warranty, 1 year servicing, special finance and insurance, free flat screen TV with 3 months Flow TV package, free undercoating, free car care bundle, and so much more. Come in, sign up, drive out. Suzuki Sign and Drive at TDC Automotive. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back on Now with the Sports. In local sports, 3 divisions have been included in the St. Kitts Nevis Under-17 football team, which will be traveling to Florida shortly to take part in the CONCACAF Under-17 Championships and World Qualifier. The 3 players are brothers Dijal and Jalden Myers of Bath Village and Vibert Stevens of Bon Hill. Director of Sports Mr. Jamie Clarkson congratulated the young men on their achievement and wished them every success in the upcoming tournament. Minister of Sports, the Honorable Eric Evelyn, noted that he was heartened and pointed out that at such tournaments, scouts and coaches would be on hand looking for fresh talents. Meantime, the Vernon Lupri School held its annual sports meet at the school's grounds on Monday, March 25th, under the patronage of Carol Thompson. The children competed in events such as flat races and fill the bottle. The final scores were as follows: Orange House 131 points, Green House 116 points, and Yellow House 112 points. In cricket, England women made their second highest 2020 score as they thrashed Sri Lanka by 96 runs to complete a 3-0 series whitewash. Danny Wyatt made 51 and fellow opener Amy Jones 57, while Natalie Siver hit 49 not out, and Tammy Beaumont an unbeaten 42 in the tourists' 204 for 2. Sri Lanka made only 108 for 6 in reply as Kate Cross took 2 for 20. Victory was England's 10th in succession on their tour of India and Sri Lanka. England won the final match in a 2-1 one-day series defeat in India, but won the T20 series 3-0 before beating Sri Lanka 3-0 in the one-day series that preceded the T20s. England's highest T20 total is the 250 for 3 they made against South Africa at Taunton last year. The scores were as follows: England 204 for 2 in 20 overs, Wyatt 51, Jones 57, Silva 49 not out, Beaumont 42 not out, Sri Lanka 108 for 6 in 20 overs, Karanotner 44, Cross 2 for 20. England won by 96 runs. In tennis, three-time champion Roger Federer eased into the quarterfinals of the Miami Open with a straight-set victory over Russia's Daniil Medvedev. Switzerland's Federer, who last won the title in 2017, beat the 13th seed 6-4, 6-2 in 1 hour and 1 minute. That is the 37-year-old fourth seed, who hit 22 winners and won 9 of the final 11 games, will play South Africa's Kevin Anderson in the last 8. World number 5 Federer has lost to Anderson only once in 6 meetings at Wimbledon in 2018. Anderson beat Australia's Jordan Thompson 7-5, 7-5 to reach the quarterfinals in Miami. Still in tennis, Simona Halep moved closer to reclaiming the world number 1 ranking after defeating China's Wang Qiang 6-4, 7-5 to reach the Miami Open semi-finals. Halep only needs to reach Saturday's final to knock Japan's Naomi Osaka off the top women's rankings. The 27-year-old from Romania was 5-1 down in the second set, but fought back by winning 6 consecutive games. She will play the world number 5 Karolina Pliskova in the last 4 after the Czech beat her compatriot Markita Vondrousova 6-3, 6-4. And lastly, in our sports segment, in football, Manchester United have appointed Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as permanent manager on a 3-year contract. The Norwegian 46 arrived at Old Trafford on an interim basis in December to replace Jose Mourinho. Solskjaer spent 11 seasons as a United player, scoring the winning goal in the 1999 Champions League final. When Solskjaer took charge, United was 6th in the Premier League and 11 points off the top. And that's it for sports. The weather is next. Welcome back. Tonight's weather will continue to be mostly fair. The weather tomorrow will be sunny to partly sunny with a 20% or a slight chance of an afternoon shower. The winds are southeast at average speeds between 8 and 14 knots or 15 to 26 kilometers per hour, becoming lighter tomorrow afternoon. The seas are 1.2 to 1.8 meters or 4 to 6 feet. The sunrise tomorrow will be at 9 past 6 a.m. And that's how we wrap up the major news package for today, Thursday, 20th March 2019. Before we go, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Nationally, Prime Minister Harris to host town hall meeting in Toronto on March 31st, and SKN Bureau of Standards working to become ISO 9001 certified. Regionally, heavy fines announced for violating plastic ban law in Barbados. Opposition says fines too excessive. Internationally, UK government plans to hold new Brexit vote. And in sports, 3 divisions in SKN under 17 football team. On behalf of the rest of the news team, I am Jarvis Brown wishing you a pleasant evening.